Okay, guys, today we are back and we are talking about the functions of emotion. We have reviewed in our previous videos what is emotion, components of emotion, and types of emotion. Where we talked about primary and secondary emotion, and we gave the 8 types of emotion as submitted and by Robert Fishik. And we also went on in other videos to talk about theories of emotion, where we reviewed the James Lane theory. Yes, we reviewed Cannon-Bard theory. We talked about the cognitive appraisal theory by Lazarus. Yes, Richard Lazarus. Yes, and we talked about the Chapter-Singer theory by Stanley Chapter and Jerome Singer. Yeah, so we today are going to be looking at the functions of emotion. What are the functions? Yeah, what are the functions we are going to be looking at? We understand that this is very important to psychologists, because we understand that when we are talking about even the key word, the word here, our personality, we're talking about some disorders, we're talking about any behavior, there is always a thinking component, emotion component, and then the action component. We have understood that our emotions can go a long way to affect our behavior and even influencing the reason why we do what we do, or we say influencing our motivation, right? So we discover that we're having like there are intrapersonal functions, because it helps us to survive, for survival. It helps us to act even sometimes when we are not aware, right? That's why you may have to avert from a danger before you know it and everything. And so there is this intrapersonal component or function of emotion, preparing the body for immediate action. Imagine that time you saw the snake and the way you run for your life and everything, or the way you fight against it. At that point, the snake might not even know what came over, right? Those kind of situations, right? Then it influences our thoughts. It has a lot to, because the way we feel also has a role to play in our thought, just as our thought has a role to play in our emotions, right? And emotions motivate future activities, future behavior. The way you feel will have a lot to say concerning how you act towards that thing in respect to how you feel about it, right? Then about interpersonal functions, because what we discussed now is about the intrapersonal functions, right? The intra, that is within you personally. When we talk about motivating future behavior, influencing our thoughts, preparing your body for immediate actions, acting quickly without awareness. Then we talk about the interpersonal. Interpersonal, that is between you and others, and you understand, in the society. So we understand that emotional perceptions, right? It facilitates our behavior. If specific specific behavior, the way you behave in some situations, right? When you're relating with people, your emotion, the way you perceive it, has a lot to do. It signals interpersonal relationships. Yes, the nature of that interpersonal relationship can be determined by the emotions you feel, right? Both incentives for desired behaviors. Incentives for desired behavior. Reason why people smoke, reason why people continue to drink till today. There are emotional components of those reasons, right? You see that they derive joy, not that the thing was really fun, right? The reason why you're a psychology student, the reason why you want to become a pediatrist, the reason why you want to be a lecturer, a teacher, you want to care for people, sick persons, and everything. This has this satisfaction, this joy, this peace it brings you. You see, it has a role to play in your career and everything. The emotions. So that is in fact, these emotions, right, are like incentives we get for those desired behavior we engage in, right? Then we have some socio-cultural functions also of emotion. It provides necessary coordinations and organizations. In fact, it helps to make rules so that you don't truncate people's emotions. It helps you to know how you behave in situations like you don't want to hurt somebody. In fact, you understand that most of our constitutions also consider emotion. Before they tag a behavior a crime, they always want to appraise the level of emotion the thing stirred, or the behavior stirred, or the kind of harm it might have stirred, and the emotion behind it, and the motivation behind it, and every other thing. So these are the few functions of emotion as we want to submit in this video. And we know that this course will take other shapes when the class resumes, and we will be here to guide us through them in this channel. Please, for further questions, you can reach out as 07032261791, or you mail me at chidozie.obiano.201176@unn.edu.ng. Okay, thank you guys, and see you in the next video.